Hey guys, the Explorer 4 here, Horror Boy 465. Welcome back to some more videos. Today, I want to do a little bit more of a different video because I really haven't done a video like this before, and I figured I'd give it a try. And I want to do this video also because you'll be seeing this in the background back there, but you guys won't probably be able to see the figure too much. I don't know, maybe it'll be just too far back there. And also, most of the time, I'm just sort of right here, so I might not. I'm probably covering up the this in the background, so I wanted to show you guys it. I would say this is an unboxing, but I've already unboxed it. But I guess kind of unbox it so that you guys can see it. I guess also a figure review. It is what it is. It's a Friday the 13th Part 3 3D action figure. Now, this is a collectible from NECA. Really big fan of NECA's work. They release a lot of good figures. I actually have the Retro Cloth Jason Part 2, which has fallen over right now. It fell over like 2 days ago. I just haven't reposed it yet. But got the NECA Retro Cloth figure right there for Part 2. And I have the figure version, or the regular version, of Part 3, which I'll be getting out of the box here in a second to show you guys what Jason looks like and the accessories and stuff like that. But first I want to touch on the box. This is an awesome box. It has some great artwork on it. As you guys can see, it's the Part 3 poster, only it's in 3D, which is a really nice touch. And I love how the knife kind of follows wherever you go, so you can never really escape the knife. I think that's so awesome. So yeah, you got Friday the 13th Part 3 3D, A New Dimension and Terror up there, the original poster in 3D. I think it's an awesome touch. The back of it shows some pictures, from what would be of the movie. And what it says on the back is, an idyllic summer turns into a nightmare of unspeakable horror for yet another group of naive co-eds ignoring Camp Crystal Lake's bloody legacy. One by one, they fall victim to the maniacal Jason, who stalks them at every turn. Now, the back of this, like I said, shows, you get a little bit of the barn right there from the end of the movie. You get a couple pictures from a couple points in the movie. I don't even know if necessarily from the movie, but just a couple of poses that you can have Jason in. And the inside has a picture of Jason right there. And there is the inside where you can see Jason. And I keep him in the box because I love the box design. I also keep him in there because it could keep him in better condition. It can keep me from losing the accessories that come with it. And also, I think as a display piece, I think I would display it either like that, or maybe if I can actually get like a platform for it. Like I have a platform for that figure, Part 2, so I could probably get a platform and just sort of do that. Like, keep it like that up there so you guys can see Jason, and then you can also see a picture of Jason. Or, what I got right now is just I'm hanging it like that on my wall and displaying it like that until I can get a platform for it. But yeah, that's pretty much the box. Box design is really cool. The side of it, you have a picture of Jason, which is the same on the other side. NECA Real Toys. I want to see here, kind of want to read the credits from the bottom of the box. Director Randy Falk, sculpt Kyle Wendricks and David Silva, fabrication Anthony Mencino, paint John Wardo and Dorothy Trapp, prototypes True Cast, photography Stephen Mazurik, packaging Chris Remo, set design by Stefan Falkins. And for some reason there's a New Line Cinema on the bottom of that. I don't know if it's because they had the rights to it at the time, but I don't think there's a Paramount logo, which is weird. Yeah, there is no Paramount logo, which I guess is because Paramount, I guess they own the rights to the Friday the 13th franchise, but I don't get why they're not on this box. Like, it should be at least down here or maybe in the bottom of the box. It says New Line, but I don't know, maybe New Line just owns the rights to the Jason movies right now, so they just put that on there. But yeah, that's the box. I'm going to get it opened up real quick, and I'll see you guys in a second. So I'll give you guys a close look at the figure. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, welcome back, and here is the packaging that Jason sort of comes in. I don't know, I just figured I'd show you guys that. And also, really quick, I wanted to show you guys how really awesome this background is in this box. Trying not to get it to glare too much. It's gonna glare. Well, I don't want to take it out because I'm not sure I'm gonna put it back in, but it's glaring terribly. But okay, that's like the clearest I can get of it. But I don't know if you guys can make it out too good. But there's a dock right there. There's the lake. There's the little light right here. It's pretty much a background, and I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, that's another thing that the box, just phenomenal artwork on the box. Has a lot of good detail to it, and I think it's just designed very well. To get to the actual figure, let's have a look at Jason first. And here is part 3, Jason. Now, as you guys can see, he is very faithful to the film. He has the classic markless, like pretty much brand new hockey mask. The green shirt, the grayish pants, the boots, and I do like the paint. I'm not going to be able to pick up the paint very well in this figure, but as you can see right there, they do get the knife wound right there, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much how the figure looks. Then the back of the figure. And I'll take the mask off real quick so we can get a better look at the mask. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at both masks at the same time. So yeah, we'll do that in a second, but there is Jason. Now, if you take the hockey mask off, so we can kind of compare the heads real quick, here is what Jason looks like when he's unmasked. Now, what I love about this figure, personally I love about this figure, is that he kind of has like two, you can have pretty much two versions. You can pop the head off, and you have before he got the axe wound, and you have after he got the axe wound. So I should probably switch hands. So like, there we go. So before, after. So I've always kind of found it cool that we got two heads, because in a way it's kind of like you're getting a part 3 and a part 4, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, the part 3 head I feel like is very well sculpted. Looks just like Jason from the movie. Paint is very well done. The deformity part of it's really just well done, well sculpted, and lots of detail put into it. So yeah, there's the regular head, and we have the head with the axe wound in it, which has a little bit more of a different sculpt to it. It has, of course, the axe wound and the blood. I think the blood is really well done. It's very well painted onto the figure. So yeah, we have the blood stains, the angry look on his face. That's what it kind of looks like. Kind of looks like he's angry, you know. Kind of like a part. Kind of reminds me of like a. It's still a part 3 Jason with like a part 4 kind of look to it. And also, I do remember at the end of part 3 when he's unmasked after he gets an axe in the head, he looks like that. But I've always found it cool because you kind of get, in a way, a part 3 head and a part 4 head, which I know is not a part 4 head, but you know, with the hockey mask on, it kind of looks like part 4 Jason. Now, if you look at the hockey mask real quick, show you guys the undamaged one first. All the chevrons are still intact. That's really blurry. There we go. All the chevrons are still intact. It's a very brand new looking mask. A couple of marks on it, but not too much. The mask is still in really good condition. I like how the straps on this are kind of rubbery, so you see you can kind of bend them in. On the older ways that they made these figures, the straps were actually made out of hard plastic. And the bad thing about that is you could only take the mask off a certain amount of times until the straps broke, and then you had to get either glue them back together or get a new mask. And there's the back of the mask, really good detail on the straps, the buckles, stuff like that. Really, really well done design, and the mask just looks great. Definitely movie accurate. It's sort of like the beginning of the movie, where before he gets all the damage and stuff like that. So I really like the design for the mask. Picks up a lot of detail, and I also really like the addition that they have like little holes in the mask, so that they're not just like. I'm just glad they didn't like try to just paint the holes on there, or you know, not try to get them to go through. They actually individually have the holes in the mask, which is pretty awesome. So the mask, for the undamaged mask, is pretty awesome. And this mask, although it does have a little bit of a problem, I'll show you guys that in a second, but this mask is the damaged version. Now you can see that the top chevron has got some wear going to it. You can also see there's a little bit more dirt to it. It's a little bit more of a dirtier mask. And of course, the axe wound, the gash from the axe, is right there in the mask. And it's also a very cool mask. Like I said, it kind of reminds me of a Part 4 mask. So that's why I said it's like you're getting a Part 4 mask. And granted, it's not the same exact sculpt, but you're kind of getting like a Part 3 and 4 because you're getting the undamaged and damaged. But I may pick up the Part 4 Ultimate Jason figure one day. I do want to pick it up, and the Part 6. But for right now, this is the closest thing that I got to a Part 4 figure. And for me, it's both the positive and a negative. But as you can see, there's this little strap right here that it goes back on. It's not like it's broken or anything like that. Like Jason can still wear the mask. But hold up. See, I fixed it, and it's like in the mask now, but sometimes it pops out of the mask. And like I said, it's both the positive and negative, because I know that in Part 4, when the lead girl hits him with the machete, it kind of disables, or it sort of like disconnects the that from the mask, and the mask flies off. So in a way, it adds to detail, but also it is a bit annoying because that pops out of place a lot, and you have to kind of like pop it back in there and maybe glue it if you want to glue it, put some glue in it, and then that would fix the problem. But yeah, the Part 3, almost said Part 4, the Part 3 damage mask is pretty awesome as well. Most of the time I display him with this mask on. I display him with the undamaged mask because I think it's more Part 3. And then sometimes I'll put the Part 4, not Part 4, but the Part 3 damaged mask on as well. And if you're wondering what the damaged version of Part 3 Jason looks like with the mask on, just got to pop the head on, get the mask on. See, the mask, it still gets on the head pretty good. And I fix it real quick. And there is the damaged Part 3 Jason. Still a great look. I think it also looks pretty cool. And also, if you're a little bit, confused about like the blood being on like the neck area right here, if you're like, well, why does the head look undamaged, but there's like a big thing of blood on his neck? It's like, well, if it bugs you, you can put the Part 3 damaged head on it, and it kind of fixes that problem. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And just real quick, just want to show you guys this for a quick second. That's him unmasked. So yeah, unmasked. And we'll get back to the normal form, and we'll get to articulation. I'll leave the mask off because I don't like to move the head around and stuff like that when the masks are on, because they are pretty fragile. And I try to be as careful as I can with these masks because I don't want them to break at all. So, and it was like the Part 3 damage mask was already like when I first got it, and I unpackaged it, it literally just fell off, and I was freaking out. I was like, "Oh, please don't tell me it broke," but it didn't break. It just, had to pop in the strap back into that mask a couple times. But to talk about the articulation of the figure, he has a twist in the head. He's able to move his arm really good. You can swing it out and inwards, sideways. You can pretty much do that with the arm. You can twist the wrist around. He has sort of a swivel in the waist, I guess. Or not really a swivel, but you can move the waist around. You can bend the knee, twist the foot. You can make the legs go out like that. I don't know my toy terms yet, like ball joint, stuff like that, but like this is ball joint right here. So that stuff's pretty cool. And yeah, articulation is really cool. I like how the material in the figure, like a rubberized T-shirt, has the hunchback. So some pretty cool detail in the Part 3 figure. And real quick to get to the accessories or the sidearms to the figure. He comes with a wrench, which is pretty well detailed. I'm going to try and get these as close to the camera as I can, but I don't know if the camera will pick it up really well. So yeah, gets a wrench. He gets a knife, which is used in the scene which I really like, where the girl's reading the Fangoria magazine. He grabs her and, you know, knife to the chest, kind of like a Kevin Bacon, kind of like an homage to Kevin Bacon. But yeah, there's a handle, there's a knife. I always thought this knife looked very unique. It kind of has like this curve to it. So yeah, very unique knife, and has some blood on it. Got a knife. Of course, he has. Well, I'll get that in a second, but also a fire poker, which I remember the girl getting shoved right through, and which is, people have said that it's, it should be more of an orange color on the end of it, but if you look at the movie, it's orange when he stabs her, but when he gets it through, it kind of looks like this, where the metal is kind of melting, and it looks like it's been, definitely heated up and stuff like that. So it's a little bent, as you guys can see. It's a little bent, which I've tried to fix a couple times, but I don't want to try and snap it in half. So it is bent, which is kind of unfortunate. But yeah, fire poker. Now we get to the iconic machete, which is pretty awesome. They actually did some really good detail on the handle, which, if you got the original figure, the handle looked very weird. Like, it was, you could tell it was just painted on, and the rivets on it weren't that detailed. But this time with the Ultimate Jason, they fixed it. You can even see the blade going through the handle, which is pretty cool. And the paint is very nice, very like a shiny metal kind of paint to it. So yeah, the machete is pretty awesome. If he's Jason, he's got to have the machete. The harpoon gun, which is pretty awesome and honestly pretty sharp. You do that. I mean, it's not like it's tremendously sharp, but it is pretty pointy. So we have the harpoon gun, which I always loved, where in 3D, if you watch it in 3D, the sort of like the version that comes with the deluxe edition, right, to where the glasses, where he points the gun at the camera and just right into the camera. That is probably the best 3D effect that you can watch with that version. Which, of course, isn't the original 3D version of Part 3, but with that version on the deluxe edition of Part 3, if you watch 3D version, the spear gun scene is the best 3D effect, because it really does come out of the TV. Like, he shoots, it goes, so it's pretty awesome. So yeah, the spear gun, lots of detail to the spear gun, and it's a very cool piece to have with this figure. Very well painted, very well sculpted. It's just very, very well done. So yeah, the spear gun, awesome inclusion. We got 2 more weapons for you guys. We got another awesome inclusion, the pitchfork. And the handle is painted decently. The metal part of the pitchfork is painted very well. It's a little bent. This one is a little bit bent as well. Like this right here kind of bends inward, but it's no big deal. So yeah, I got that really iconic pitchfork, which I always thought matched Part 3 or Part 2. Part 2 or Part 3 always matched with the pitchfork. So yeah, it was really cool that we got a pitchfork with this. And it's a pretty, compared to the other ones, it's a pretty big piece. So yeah, pitchfork. And here in a minute, I'll probably be showing you guys some of the weapons in Jason's hand and, what he looks like with his hand, stuff like that. But my favorite weapon of this Jason is the axe, the woodcutter's axe, which has blood smeared on the blade, nice detailed wooden handle. And I just think that the axe matches this Jason so much. Like, I think Part 2 is the pitchfork. Part 3 is definitely the axe. Part 4 is probably the double-sided axe, where it's this side and this side is an axe. Part 5 is the garden shears. or the meat cleaver. And part 6 is more of like the machete. I would say the machete fit that Jason. Part 7 is, the machete or the axe, and like it goes on like part 8. In the game, they gave him a fireman's axe, which I thought matched that Jason. So yeah, you got a woodcutter's axe, which is really really awesome. Very well painted. You can see the wearing at the end of the blade. You can see how the wooden handle kind of goes through the blade a little bit. Just very well detailed. Very well detailed. And before I show you guys the weapons in Jason's hand, kind of want to give it my final verdict. Friday the 13th Part 3 Ultimate Jason figure, I think is a very well done figure. I think it's very well painted, very well sculpted, has excellent articulation, really good detail, lots and lots of accessories. The box, very well detailed. Overall, the figure is very, awesome. Paid about $25 for this figure, which is not bad. Part 4 goes for a little bit more than this. So if you're looking to get a Part 4, it's a little bit more expensive. At least the ones that I've found were a little bit more expensive. Also, the Part 6 figures are a little bit more expensive than this as well. So this is definitely, right now at least, as of today, the cheapest one that I found of the Ultimate Jason figures. So yeah, the Part 3 Jason figure is awesome. As an Ultimate Jason figure, it definitely does its job very well. And I just think it's a very well done figure. I think it's a classic figure. But anyways, guys, real quick before we go, I wanted to show you guys from the weapons in Jason's hands. I sort of show you guys sort of like a display of Jason with his weapons. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, that'll be happening soon. So anyways, guys, here's Jason with the weapons. Thanks for watching the video. And a little bit more of a different kind of video today, but hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to see more figure review type videos, let me know in the comments, and I will definitely do some figure review videos in the future. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video. Have a good day, and the Explorer of Horror is out. See you guys.